Nickelodeon, one of the most iconic and recognizable brands in television history. Known for its countless memorable shows, it was home to some of the most creative programming ever made. But above all, it's synonymous with its biggest hit, SpongeBob SquarePants. The show needs no introduction, as it only propelled Nickelodeon to greater heights, but also, ironically, became the catalyst for its decline. It all seemed so sudden, didn't it? After the 2000s, the channel lost its charm almost overnight. What happened? What caused the creativity and magic behind the orange splat to disappear? Did the people at Nickelodeon stop caring? Were they simply burnt out? Well, the answer traces back to a single event, a marathon that went disastrously wrong, an event Nickelodeon would rather erase from history. But despite their attempts to bury it, the fallout lingered, tarnishing their reputation and marking a decline in the quality of their shows. This remains one of the most infamous scandals in television history. We're talking about none other than the ultimate SpongeBob Sponge Bash. On July 17th, Nickelodeon hosted a special event to celebrate the 10th anniversary of SpongeBob SquarePants. The marathon featured segments like Top 10 Picks, showcasing fan-favorite episodes, and Celebrity Favorites, where stars shared their favorite episodes, like Jerry Trainer, who highlighted Muscle Bob Buff Pants. And last but not least, the premiere of 12 brand new SpongeBob episodes, with the most anticipated and heavily promoted being To SquarePants or Not to SquarePants, which is also the first episode that launched the event, and the first one to premiere on all the other new episodes. With this insane marketing campaign, this marathon was designed to be Nickelodeon's biggest and most memorable celebration, a landmark event in the channel's history. However, something went wrong. And by wrong, I mean horribly wrong. How the event did not become one of Nickelodeon's top side events. It wasn't for the reason they
Wait till you get to the fun, special part. Ooh, special? He'll throw water for me. Yeah,
The atmosphere in the studio was unbearable. One place described an environment where management was dismissive, deadlines that were just ridiculous, and staff that were overworked to the brink of exhaustion. The mental toll was immense, and the stress seeped into every frame of animation. Part of the reason why the show's quality noticeably declined during this era. But this unsustainable cycle wouldn't and couldn't last forever. Enter Armand Raphael Ramsey. Armand joined Nickelodeon around 2003, and at first he was welcomed warmly by the staff and colleagues who would later become his students. But as the years went by, the worsening attitude and toxic environment in the studio down. His personality began to deteriorate. He became bitter, often wishing the worst for those around him, without even realizing what he was saying. Sleepless nights became the norm, and the overwhelming pressure even led to hallucinations. He no longer endured stress, the abuse, the suffocating mantra, more SpongeBob echoed through every corner of the studio. Armand and every employee had been reduced to nothing more than existence. Machines programmed, turn out mark, their voices silenced.
good news, everybody! We've been hacked!
Armand made a decision.
Somebody logged into Jack and Joy Luffy, and probably the same person. Also created like H-twins.
Out of the studio, Armand devised a plan for revenge. They knew the ultimate SpongeBob Sponge Bash would attract millions of eyes to Nickelodeon, making it the perfect stage for their message. Their goal was clear: sabotage the marathon and expose the harsh reality behind the trivial facade of the channel. They were determined to show the true face of Nickelodeon, no matter the consequences. The whole world to see. July 17th, 2009, viewers tuned into Nickelodeon, eagerly awaiting the start of the ultimate SpongeBob Sponge Bash. Across forums and chat rooms, multiple Nickelodeon and SpongeBob fans gathered to share their excitement and expectations for what promised to be an historic marathon. But as the anticipation built, some viewers began to notice something odd. Something wasn't quite right with Nickelodeon's broadcast. Fortunately, 2 clips of these strange occurrences still exist: the iCarly and Dora the Explorer respectively, the latter coming from a YouTube upload that, surprisingly, has never been taken down. But here's the thing, these glitches weren't technical issues. They were something far more deliberate, an intentional act of sabotage, and yet most viewers didn't caught on. Take a look at these 2 clips and see if you can spot what's truly off about them.
Celebration to Salute Square beyond compare.
I can't believe what a scaredy cat Woody is. He's so cool. And though, you're cool.
So are you, Eraser?
He's floating his will into our hearts with his unshakable optimism.
Rocky, wake up!
Mind-blowing absurdity. So tonight, we bask in the sweet glow of his pores. Tonight, we celebrate the inner Square fans in all of us. Tonight begins the ultimate SpongeBob Sponge Bash.
Tiny, you're so dumb. Hey.
Nickelodeon brought this on themselves. They knew this day would come.
This is a pepperoni stick.
Oh my god, I'm in trouble.
We love to hang out and talk.
For a brief moment, a message flickered on the screen. It was nearly impossible to read, distorted by heavy glitches and, oddly enough, displayed backwards. Whether this was an accident and intentional choices, unknown. But after careful analysis, the message was clear. They were warning Nickelodeon to cease the entire event, or else they were going to ruin the marathon with these signal intrusions. As seen in these clips, Nickelodeon's engineers acted swiftly, restoring normal programming without our signals. We don't know if they ever noticed this scripted message, but if they did, they likely dismissed it. To them, it must have seemed like a minor hiccup,
Let's help
something
each
easily
other.
wiped away from them, perhaps assuming it was the work of pranksters attempting to interfere with their signal. They were wrong. When the marathon finally began at 8 o'clock p.m.,
These are
the
our
real chaos was
ores.
only just getting started.
I'm an ore. Let's get in.
Thanks to the many SpongeBob fans who recorded the event live on VHS, DVD, or digital devices, nearly every strange occurrence from those 3 days of the marathon have been preserved. Recovering these recordings wasn't easy, but as of right now, we have access to most, if not all, of the anomalies that plagued the marathon. Most importantly, however, the recording of the alleged resignation letter. But more on that later. Each clip gets more disturbing than the last, escalating to points where Nickelodeon's engineers struggle to stop the intrusions, or, in some cases, couldn't stop them at all. Now, I'll play each recording that is going on, and analyze them in detail where possible.
Got your duck.
It's sweet.
Don't you get...
Tennis ball and snowball, needle and rock and teardrop. All floating on sponge. I hear voices. 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 Other I hear voices. Also getting I hear voices. I hear voices. I hear voices.
A cake doll. Hey, I see something.
Penny, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll get him with the flowers, right?
1, 2, 3.
Like each twin.
Bash will be right back with the greatest SpongeBob freakout.
Next, baby bubble install. La. Cake done. It smells dirty. Oh well, probably just me. Now my cake is done.
Began to estimate each of these two clips. In the first clip, during an airing of the episode Pineapple Fever, the audio glitches out almost immediately, and suddenly SpongeBob and Patrick simply disappear. Adding to the strangeness, the message at the bottom of the screen changes, clearing the original with the trace of incomplete system, modifying the episode in text on the screen. Eventually, the episode resumes as normal, but the moment left here is unsettled. The second clip, however, is even more bizarre and far more targeted against Nickelodeon itself. What makes this clip especially odd is the lack of a confirmed time frame. Interestingly, the footage begins with a technical difficulty screen. Multiple users claim it occurred around the start of Single Cell Anniversary, which aired at 9:15 p.m., and claimed they saw a mad plankton staring at the screen. Unfortunately, this means that this clip isn't complete and we don't see what happened prior to this. Whatever the case, these clips were only a small taste of the chaos that was about to unfold.
Maps. Everybody help me, I'm inside.
That's easy.
Yeah! Still minutes!
What the F underscore do you want?
Eraser, you're not crying.
Crying is for real.
Snowball, you too.
Why should I try to cry?
Licensed racing. Rated E for everyone.
Okay, things got serious now. In the first clip, a scene from Patty Hype, where Mr. Krabs and Squidward laugh at SpongeBob, turns into something deeply. Mr. Krabs and Squidward are soulless. SpongeBob seems to be hyperventilating. As for the second clip, well, let's just say about the second clip. In really short specifics, they don't know. Oh my god. By this point, it's no wonder that online forums were buzzing with shock and confusion over the wells.
Hey, the ice cube hurries back to these.
Why'd you do that? I thought you hated me.
Well, I decided a little argument should end our friendship.
So let's be friends again. We're friends, and then we're not. And then we're friends, and then we're not. This doesn't seem like a very stable friendship. Oh, so now you don't want to be friends. Well, I guess I'd rather be with 5. At least you can be my friends. You know, Byron, I've never been in a prison before.
Wait till you get to the fun, special. Ooh, special? To go to a waterfall. Yeah, that place at the bottom. Isn't this great?
No, get me out of this thing!
Oh my gosh, we just helped out of the gym.
When are we going to play the stage?
I don't know. What happened?
Oh my gosh, it's a bug! It's a guy? Wait, where's Leafy?
She died in the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, I know that. I want the master of every something. Let's split into teams.
I think one team should have the original contestants, and the other should have the newbies.
Oh, he's smaller than the other one.
So what? Sometimes you just have to deal with it.
What?
I said, sometimes you just have to deal with it.
Well, sometimes you just have to deal with getting slapped. Well, sometimes you have to deal with being
space, you win a piece of your puzzle and can place it in your puzzle tray. For example, if you're the green cheese piece and you land on a green space, then you can take a piece of green puzzle.
Congratulations, sir.
The rat may pop up at any point in the game to the sound of a die. What's a rat? Then he's the boss. Do as he says, do as he says, do as he says.
It's you again. Wait, Flower, you are making a big mistake.
The ultimate SpongeBob SpongeBob show what was intended to be SpongeBob television pivotal for Nickelodeon television history of broadcast I left many viewers traumatized with Nickelodeon's extensive collecting in and getting reminders of things. She increased your audiences from such content.
So I've been hearing that YouTube is in some sort of crisis of some kind.
You know what?
Okay, that was
programming.
Anyways, and I want to give it a try with digital threat here.
Yes, I'm
okay, this is very strange. What the frick is happening now? I just really hope nothing's actually happened at least. It's like, what happened to the screen?
I would not want to live in a world like this. This is like
how does he know my name? No, I must do my
so many people have had similar experiences. What? It's unfortunate. Think it was no, I don't want it. You can pretend all this is just a strange coincidence. Or fake. Or something like that. But compile it all as some kind of evidence. Don't even try it. Oh, and I know you're recording this. I suggest you turn that off. Delete this recording you're making and walk away. Never speak of this ever again. Otherwise, I have something horrible. And I know you wouldn't want that hearing.
And I suspected announcer didn't make it, but not only that, everyone's deaf. Except for David, of course. Speaking of which, David, have you seen
Smaller jockey, let's pause it.
Lights! Now you're looking at the star attraction. Oh, is somebody confused? What a shame! It's a shame this won't last very long, Eric. I'd love to drag this out longer. Hey! Over here! Think fast, Eric!
Introducing Popsicles multi-sized jobs. The gummy acorns. They last longer. They
I'm just gonna stop you right there, Squidward. Spare you the oxygen.
Because he's Rat Rat, and he's...
of this company. My colleagues and I have endured endless. We were harassed, pushed to our limits, while working in this so-called animation studio. Nickelodeon doesn't give a damn about the people who bring its content to life. All they care about is pushing us for faster results, more profit, and more episodes, no matter the cost. They flood us with notes, constantly criticizing our work, nitpicking every detail. Nothing is ever good enough. We're forced to redo scenes over and over, not because they need improvement, but because they need control. And no, it's not about quality, it's about power. It's about crushing us under their demands until we have nothing left to give. I was humiliated, belittled, and disrespected more times than I can count. My co-workers and I have spent years breaking ourselves to meet their ridiculous expectations, only to be treated like disposable tools. When we finally deliver, we're met with cold indifference. And if we make even the smallest mistake, threats of being fired hang over us like a guillotine. My mental health is in ruins because of that place. But they don't care. To them, we're not people, we're machines. We're there to churn out content, meet deadlines, and stay quiet. The truth is out now, and you can't hide it anymore. You are a disgusting, soulless corporation, a company that has no regard for the people who make its content possible. I've had enough, and so have the people who stood by me through this nightmare. I'm not the only one. And now, with this statement, I'm officially resigning from the company that ruined me. Nickelodeon brought this on themselves. They knew this day would come. You all will face the consequences of your actions, the lies, the manipulation, the exploitation. You thought you could get away with it. But now, your time is up. From here on, things will only get worse for you. And I can't help but hope for your dad.
Black eye like this. Like these. So you see, I made it all up so I guess I'm not SpongeBob SquarePants anymore. I'll have to start all over again. Hello, sir. I'd like an application, please.
You're right.
You are so wrong about everything, SpongeBob.
My doctor told me I had to start doing things for my heart, but I wasn't ready to give up taste. Sometimes sacrifice is the name of the game.